Elliotte Friedman has revealed a major update in the Trent Frederic trade sweepstakes as we progress further and further towards the trade deadline. We're going to be giving you an update about that, and a very interesting one at that. We also have an update from Nikita Zadorov after he left the game for the first period last game. We're going to be talking about the injury. He spoke out about this and what injury updates we have progressing with him. We have a lot of news here to cover in this video, but before we get into it, though, we know 70% of you guys watching right now are not subscribed to the channel. If you're looking for a spot to get all of your Boston Bruins news, you're in the right spot. Hit the sub button. Join us here on the channel, covering everything Boston Bruins, and the Bruins are getting better. We know that. We hope to see a few moves soon to make this team even that more, little bit better, and some things are progressing. And let's get into our first topic here of the video, which is the pretty big trade update we're coming from Elliotte Friedman regarding Trent Frederic and really what the Bruins' plan is on him. And now we've made a few Trent Frederic trade update videos, but we have another update from Elliotte Friedman here today, kind of breaking down majority of what we've been seeing as of late and how his recent struggles have really impacted his trade market. And this is what Elliotte Friedman had to say on the topic. He said, Frederic is in the final season of a 2-year, $4.6 million contract that expires on July 1st, 2025, at which time he will become an unrestricted free agent. If teams calling, the teams calling on the free agent, Trent Frederic, are asking if the Bruins intend to sign him or what they could be doing with him going forward. While the drop in production is concerning, the biggest issue for Frederic has been his shooting percentage, which has dropped from 14.6% to 9.3%. And this really goes all hand in hand with how Trent Frederic has been performing on the offensive side of the puck lately, which is something that comparing him to last year and comparing him to, more so the rest of his career as well, has been a pretty concerning drop-off in relation to what we've been used to seeing with Trent Frederic. And I want to pull this one up here. Looking at his defensive side of things as well, since the offensive is a struggle. It says at number 3 center, Frederic has been only on for one 5-on-5 goal against. As such, Sacco's been satisfied with Trent Frederic's defensive zone details. And as kind of goes hand in hand there with what Elliotte Friedman had to say, the shooting percentage and the offensive production has been the really big part of Trent Frederic's season that has been a big concerning point for teams looking to trade for him. And Trent Frederic has been a hot commodity. That has been no surprise. As Elliotte Friedman said, there are still many, many teams calling the Bruins for Trent Frederic, wondering what the plan is with him going forward, whether the Bruins intend to keep him or whether or not they choose to trade him. There's a double-sided coin here now the Bruins can really go off of. They could choose to either sign him, hopefully what would be after this season at a small a smaller priced contract for some term, or trade him away at lower value. And as we kind of progress closer to the trade deadline and this production keeps on coming from Trent Frederic, the Bruins are losing out on value after every single game if we do continue to see Trent Frederic play the way he is. And after seeing a few call-ups from the most recent games, Fabian Lysell being one, Mark McLaughlin really being in and out of the lineup, the claim for Oliver Wahlstrom, the Bruins have really made it clear and evident that they are willing to move in and out of forwards and move forwards here and there wherever they got to. And if players don't play up to their standards, if players don't play the way that the Bruins are really hoping for or looking for from them, a trade could come. And this is very evident for Trent Frederic, who on the third line has been one of the most struggling pieces alongside Brazeau, alongside Wahlstrom, alongside McLaughlin, whoever is on that line with them. Trent Frederic has really been the odd man out. We see this third line, you can say it's struggling, but Brazeau has been absolutely incredible in recent games, and Oliver Wahlstrom, the one game he played, or the few games he played, I should say, pretty okay. We would like to see a bit more, but ultimately has been solid in the few games. And Fabian Lysell, the one NHL game he played pretty good, and giving him that taste of it, being able to be on the third line, move around, really is giving the Bruins the option to move Trent Frederic, and having this kind of production value for him continue to stay low and having the trade value diminishing, the Bruins seeming like they're going to be trying to make something move here in this market pretty quick. And as I pull up the third line here, you see Koepke, Frederic, and Brazeau on the most recent game from what their lines were. Koepke and Mark McLaughlin swapped around a bit, but really this is what we've been seeing on the third line for the most part. Frederic, Brazeau, Coyle earlier to start the season, then ultimately gets moved up to the second line, and it has been okay, but Trent Frederic's production has not been where we want it to, and that once again comes hand in hand with what the Bruins and what Elliotte Friedman are saying about Trent Frederic, is that teams want him. The Bruins don't really know what they want yet with him. And there are options, as I mentioned, either signing him for a small amount of salary or trading him, but it will get closer and closer to the trade deadline before we actually figure it out. And this is what Trent Frederic had to say on his whole contract situation when asked about what his whole stance is on it. Is he thinking about it? He says, I'm not in any position right now to be worried about a contract. And this response to me really kind of tells me that Trent Frederic knows he's also struggling as well. He knows that he's not playing up to his best. He really don't think about the contract. He just needs to play good to be able to earn that contract before he thinks about what a price is, what term or what term it is, with who it might be. And really, as he goes into that, it's a big thing for Trent Frederic that he will have to consider going into this game, and a big thing the Bruins have to consider as well going over these next few games as we get closer and closer to the trade deadline. And we know, as of recent years have shown, and what the history really shows for the trade deadline, teams start to make moves early, and on trade deadline day, we really don't get too many moves. So the Bruins are going to be getting a lot of calls. I think these next few games for Trent Frederic of the new year are going to be a big evaluation of where he's going to go, if he's going to stay with the Bruins, and what we might see from the Bruins standpoint of things going forward. And I did want to pull up his kind of stats going from this year to recent years as well. 11 points this year, 5 goals, 6 assists. Has had that since, I believe, December 7th or 11th. Has been pointless on that since, but 39 games played, and you're looking at that compared to last season. A career year, 40 points in 82 games, 18 goals, 22 assists. But another big thing here, minus 12 on the season. That's not really feasible for the Boston Bruins right now when you're looking to win, when your team's getting better. Having someone like this with Trent Frederic not putting up the production, just being there on the ice when you could be taking up a spot for a guy like Fabian Lysell, a guy, like Matt Poitras. So many options the Bruins have and ultimately have not worked out very well in this instance for the Boston Bruins. But I want to move on to our second topic here of this video, going into a pretty big update as well regarding Nikita Zadorov, his injury, and what happened in the game the last game, I should say, for the Boston Bruins after missing the entire first period after his first shift. This is what he had to say. Following the game, Zadorov shared with reporters that he missed the most of the first period because he needed to get stitches on his ankle after Wilson unintentionally cut him with his skate. So we do have an answer. Finally, a very big concerning thing, seeing it out the entire first period, I guess. It is stitches, of course, on your ankle as well. You got to be cautious with those, especially when you're skating around. Don't want to bust anything open and have to go restitch those up. So of all things that could have been going on here, this is a very positive update for Nikita Zadorov, someone who's playing a lot better as of late, someone who really has shown that their spot is a very important one, shown that the signing now is really worth it. Him and Elias Lindholm have taken a major step up over recent weeks, and seeing Zadorov, come out, say this, that's all it is a very big update, knowing that he won't be out any significant time, especially, and really causing another jumble of the defense that the Bruins have already had, especially with the loss of Elias Lindholm. So a very positive update on the Zadorov front, but that's all I got here in this video. Let me know what you think about the updates from Trent Frederic, especially what we had seen from Elliotte Friedman, what he was saying, what he had to say and everything, and really another big update from Joe Sacco once again, saying that it's not him, he just needs to get his feet back under him, get back to where he was and make him comfortable, and get back to where he was. So let me know what you think about all of this Trent Frederic news. Do you think we're going to sign him? Do you think we're going to trade him? Let me know what you think. I really have no idea myself yet. I see both sides of the coin, but I really haven't been able to put my finger on it just yet. So let me know what you think. But that's all I got in this video. If you did enjoy, give it a like, hit the sub button as well. But I am signing out. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.